I think the thing which surprised most of us was not that Miranda necessarily had all these tectonic structures on the surface, but that there was such a variety, that it was really a very complex distribution. And I think the other thing that surprised me was the extreme relief which seems to be present on the surface. It's not a very subtle property at all. One sees very sharp scarps, ridges. One sees grooved terrain. One sees terrain similar to that which we saw on Enceladus, which is somewhat twisted. It's just a remarkably complex surface.
And are those cliffs up at the top?
Those are very high cliffs, which are quite remarkable. They terminate a very rugged, hilly terrain, which may well be a place where there is a basically lateral thrusting.
And down at the lower portion of the planet, or this planet, we call it a planet, it looks like one, doesn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Of this moon, Uranus, we see again some of the same curious lines that are going through.
That's right, that's right. Fractures. The surface has been heavily fractured by some sort of processing. There may well be some layering on it in the lower right-hand portion of this image where one sees these alternating dark and lighter streaks. That's right. Perhaps that's layering of material. It's really a remarkably complex surface for an object that's barely 300 miles in diameter.
The rings of Uranus have provided some thrills and surprises for several of Voyager scientists, those who specialize in studying planetary rings. One of those is Dr. Jeff Cuzzy from NASA's Ames Research Center, and he's with me now. And just let's talk about these strange rings. And I'm going to ask if somebody can to put up on one of our video ports this picture we want. Jeff, the rings have been, well, we knew about that they were there before Voyager got there, but we've discovered quite a bit more about them, and particularly about the detailed structure since we've been there. What can you say about them?
Well, you know, the main rings of Uranus, Al, were known from stellar occultations. Several of us who think about rings tend to associate small objects, debris, if you like, were left over from the formation of the moons and the planet that are associated with rings. When you have all this debris around, with the impacting meteoroids that are always there, you always expect to have dust. Now, this dust is very short-lived because it drags into the planet, it gets destroyed by the magnetic field, sputtered away, one thing or another. So the location of the dust is a very important tracer of where the material is. And so we were very eagerly anticipating the existence of the structure of the dust. Now, because of the magnetic field, and probably because of the perturbing effect of the magnetic field on the charged particles that are small, most of the dust seems to have been removed from the Uranus system. And
this is the picture we got at that point.
Yeah, that is an absolutely spectacular picture, and it shows basically that most of the region of the known rings is more or less replete with dust.
The Voyager-Uranus encounter has shed new light on this unique planet. Some of the preliminary findings include 10 new moons were discovered, 1 new ring was found, 2 shepherding moons are located near the Epsilon ring. The rings are slightly varying in composition and color and are complex in structure. The 5 known moons are an ice rock mixture with evidence of ancient geological activity. Ariel was volcanic in the past. Miranda is considered the strangest body in the solar system by many JPL team members. It has scarps, cliffs, and layering. The atmosphere of Uranus is 15% helium, and the rest is hydrogen, ammonia, and methane. The planet may have a rocky core the size of Earth. Uranus is covered with an ocean of mostly water, methane, and ammonia.